Kind of, yeah.
Well, guess what? That's my back! Hook up with me! Come on! We can make this work! Just stick your head in here and pretend it's a butt!
No, Meg, stop it!
Are you ready for some justice? In this video, we'll show you 10 epic moments when Meg finally faced the consequences of her actions. Don't miss it. Number 10. She got arrested at the mall.
Hey, come on, a little harder than that.
Look, I don't feel comfortable.
Please! It's Christmas! Please!
What does that have to do with...
Just do it!
The itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout.
Meg's behavior in the episode, Christmas is Coming, is both selfish and reckless, as she puts her own pleasure above Stewie's well-being and the law. She deserves to face the consequences of her actions, such as being banned from the mall, losing her family's trust, and possibly facing legal charges for assaulting a mall Santa.
Security! What took you so long?
Let me go!
Lady, by the power vested in me by Paul Blart, you are now banned from this mall and every mall in this county.
Meg should also seek professional help for her obsession with Santa, as it is clearly unhealthy and disturbing. Meg's actions are not justified by her lack of attention or love from her family, as they are still willing to support her and give her advice.
Quick, let me sit on your leg.
No, that's not what I'm here for.
Yes, it is. Now sit down.
Meg, no! Meg, no! Get off! Jeez. Trying to give you a heartwarming message of Christmas joy.
Meg should learn to respect herself and others, and to find healthier ways to cope with her loneliness and insecurity. Number 9. She received lessons about religion.
This is the day that the Lord hath made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it.
Meg, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about God, Mom. I've been reborn.
Meg becomes a fanatical Christian after watching Kirk Cameron on TV and tries to convert Brian, who is an atheist. She exposes his atheism to the media and the town, making him a social outcast. She also forces him to join her in burning books that are harmful to God.
Come on, grab an armful. We have to destroy everything that's harmful to God.
Brian finally confronts Meg and tells her that she is following a religion that does not care about her or make her happy. He also explains his own views on the meaning of life and the nature of the universe. Meg realizes that Brian is right and apologizes to him. She also admits that she only became a Christian because she was lonely and wanted to belong to something.
And what kind of God would put you in a house where no one respects or cares about you, not even enough to get you a damn mumps shot?
Oh, no. You're right, Brian. You're right.
Meg deserves to be forgiven by Brian for her actions, but she also deserves to learn from her mistakes and find a more healthy and respectful way of expressing her faith. Number 8. Lost her Prada bag.
Quagmire, you rat bastard! Come near my fence again and I'll be your head!
Hey, shut up! Honey, would you like some pancakes?
Oh, yes, God, yes, take me!
Stewie!
Meg Griffin loses her Prada bag that she bought with the money she earned by pretending that Stewie was her crack-addicted baby. She trades the bag for Stewie, who was taken away by Child Protective Services, and ends up with nothing. This outcome could be seen as a form of poetic justice, as Meg lied and exploited Stewie for her own selfish gain. She also showed no remorse or gratitude for her family's efforts to rescue Stewie, and even insulted them along the way.
Oh, you people can kiss the fattest part of my ass. We'll be back, Stewie.
Wait.
Is that a real Prada bag?
Meg's loss of the bag could be interpreted as a lesson that material possessions are not worth sacrificing one's family and integrity. Alternatively, it could be viewed as a tragic result of Meg's desperation to fit in and escape from her miserable life, as the bag was the only thing that made her happy and confident.
Next up is Meg Griffin sporting her stylishly cool brand new...
Meg's loss of the bag could also reflect the show's tendency to mock and abuse her character, regardless of her actions or intentions. Number 7. The retirees punished her.
Do I look like I stole Atomic Secrets?
You do!
Wow, this is awesome. I want in. And there's the splitting headache from wearing someone else's glasses.
Meg and Chris get involved in stealing from the residents of a nursing home where Meg volunteers. They do this as a way of getting back at the rude and disrespectful seniors who mistreat them. However, they soon regret their actions and decide to return the stolen items, only to be caught and forced to spend more time with the elderly.
Reading us the newspaper, listening to poorly remembered stories that have no point.
You monster.
The episode shows that Meg and Chris are not bad people, but rather misguided and frustrated by their lack of respect and appreciation from others. They deserve to learn from their mistakes and find better ways of coping with their problems, rather than resorting to theft and dishonesty. The episode also criticizes the way that society neglects and abuses the elderly, who are often lonely and unhappy.
Now I feel some dementia coming. Feed me pudding while I grip your wrist in terror. This isn't my house.
The episode suggests that both the young and the old need more compassion and understanding from each other, and that they can benefit from forming positive relationships. Number 6. Meg went to prison for harboring Luke in the episode Dial Meg for Murder.
Well, if you're taking him to jail, you have to take me too.
I know, that's the plan. You're under arrest for harboring an escaped convict.
Oh, well, that's only fair because after all, I did hide him from the... What?
She falls in love with a prison inmate named Luke, who escapes and hides in her room. When Meg is caught and sent to jail for harboring a fugitive,
Hi.
Did you also get caught trying to vote in Ohio?
she becomes hardened and aggressive and decides to rob a pharmacy to get money to leave her family. However, Brian intervenes and shows her an article he wrote about her, which makes her realize that someone cares for her.
She looks at the world through hopeful eyes and maintains an uncommon resilience that can only be admired. In this sense, Meg Griffin is not the typical American girl. She is far sweeter and kinder than that.
Meg's actions in this episode are not justified, but they are understandable given her circumstances. She deserves compassion and support, not punishment and ridicule.
Meg, what happened? Did you get out early for fat behavior?
Nice tattoo. Did you get your butt hair braided too while you were in there?
She also deserves to have more positive role models and friends who can help her overcome her insecurities and find her true self. Number 5. Rejected and dejected after flirting with Joe.
Oh, God! Oh! This feels right, but it tastes like a dirty penny.
Meg develops a crush on Joe and tries to sabotage his marriage with Bonnie. She goes to extreme lengths to be with him, such as planting a gun in Bonnie's luggage, talking about having children with him, and attempting to paralyze herself. Meg's actions are clearly inappropriate, obsessive, and harmful to both Joe and Bonnie.
Oh my goodness, how did that get in there?
You're gonna have to come with us, ma'am.
What happened to the Coke?
There's no Coke in here.
Oh, Ricardo's gonna kill me.
Therefore, Meg deserves to face the consequences of her behavior, such as being rejected by Joe, apologizing to Bonnie, and getting therapy for her emotional issues. Meg also needs to learn to respect other people's boundaries and relationships, and to find healthier ways to cope with her loneliness.
I hope I didn't get you into too much trouble. I mean, you're not gonna go to jail or anything, are you?
No, I'll be around. I need these voiceover checks to support my gambling addiction.
Number 4. Type 2 diabetes.
Everything here is made with corn syrup. Just drink the corn syrup!
Meg becomes internet famous for eating unhealthy food on her online show. She ignores the warnings of her family and doctor, and continues to binge on junk food even after being diagnosed with type 2 diabetes and losing her feet. Meg's actions are clearly irresponsible, selfish, and dangerous to her health and well-being.
Refrigerator Meg here, having one of my favorite snacks, French fry sandwiches on white bread. Bad sugars and starches are the bomb.
Therefore, Meg deserves to face the reality of her situation, such as being confronted by her OBC friends, having a foot transplant from a dead janitor, and losing her internet popularity.
If anyone remembered what we looked like, it would be shocking how fat we are.
You've inspired us to gain all this weight, and we just wanted to say thanks.
Meg also needs to learn to respect herself and her health more, and to find more constructive ways to share her interests and skills with others. Number 3. She got lost at sea.
Damn, that's hot.
That was just lucky.
Hell yeah?
In this episode, she suffers the consequences of her father's irresponsible parenting. Peter encourages Meg to attend a high school party, where she starts drinking alcohol and impresses the other kids with her bottle-tossing skills. However, this leads to a drinking binge with Peter, who neglects to supervise or discipline her.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time.
As a result, they end up stranded in the middle of the ocean, where Meg experiences her first hangover and realizes the dangers of alcohol abuse. She vows to quit drinking. Meg deserves some sympathy for being influenced by Peter, who should have been a better role model and protector for his daughter.
Call someone, maybe they answer, maybe they can help, or B, we can definitely switch faces. Look at you! Look at me! That's what this is! Oh, we're gonna die.
However, she also deserves some accountability for her own actions, as she chose to drink and disobey her mother. Meg should learn from this experience and try to make better decisions in the future. Number 2, nearly lost her foot.
All right, you guys, before we begin, let's sing the Japanese national anthem.
Everybody stop what you're doing!
Yeah, or else we'll... that one's wearing goggles.
Meg discovers that she has a talent and a market for modeling her feet, and she enjoys the attention and validation that she receives from her fans. However, her family is ashamed and disgusted by her choice, and they try to stop her from pursuing her passion.
You famous? Come on, Meg, your only chance at fame would have been as the dog on Frasier.
Well, of course I respect my father. He's a vet.
Woof!
Not that kind of vet.
Meg stands up for herself and asserts her independence, but she also faces the risk of losing her foot to a group of men who paid for it. Meg's situation is a satire of the exploitation and stigma that sex workers often face, and the episode challenges the viewers to question their own prejudices and assumptions about Meg and her profession.
I don't know. It's porn. I never thought I'd do porn.
I understand your apprehension, Meg. That's why I'm going to confuse you by calling it erotica. And besides, think about all your fans.
Meg deserves to have agency over her own body and career, and to be supported by her loved ones instead of being judged and ridiculed. Number 1, Spurned by Kent.
Kind of, yeah.
Well, guess what? That's my back! Hook up with me! Come on! We can make this work! Just stick your head in here and pretend it's a butt!
No, Meg, stop it.
Meg has a crush on Kent, a popular boy at school. However, she is heartbroken when she finds out that Kent is gay and has feelings for her brother, Chris. Meg tries to cope with her rejection by becoming Kent's friend, but she also hopes to get closer to him by setting him up with Chris.
If Kent hooks up with your brother, you could just have Chris describe every last detail to you.
Oh my god, that's it.
What do you mean?
I mean, if I can't have Kent, then that's the next best thing. I've just got to get Chris to sleep with him.
She even resorts to drugging Chris and lying to Kent in order to make them have sex. Meg's actions are selfish and unethical, as she does not respect Kent's or Chris's choices and feelings. She also does not realize that Kent is not interested in her, and that she cannot change his sexual orientation. Meg deserves to face the consequences of her actions, and to learn to accept herself and others as they are.
And Kent, I owe you an apology too. I lied when I told you that Chris wanted to sleep with you.
Save it, Meg. I don't need your apologies. I can see now that you're a complete psycho.